First thing I want to do is, before we even get started, is just say how much we felt our fans all weekend long. They were just an unbelievable support, to average over 2,000 every game. And just to hear the Jane roar, and when we're up and doing what we're supposed to do, and them just cheering and banging on the bleachers, but then when we're down, and them helping us be a part of our comebacks as well. So I just thought our fans were awesome. This is our favorite place to play, and we're excited that we get to have one more week before we get on the road.
Confidence today, though, just how ready do you guys feel to enter that next phase of the season?
I think we feel really ready. Like I said, I think we learned a lot from non-conference, and our schedule, it sped up our process, which I appreciate. So it really allowed us to see things that we needed to adjust, things that we were doing really well, and just continue to find out who we are as a team.
You said yesterday that you wanted to see those three cylinders work more in unison today. What did you see from each of those cylinders? Were they doing that, or is there still a little focus you need to put on one?
No, I thought the three showed up. I thought Lindsay did a great job of just really mixing her pitches. I mean, you would think of Lindsay as just a straight-up rise ball pitcher, and I thought she did a great job of mixing in her drop and change today. I thought our defense played really well behind her, and our offense, I love how they exploded in the first inning. I mean, we had 11 hitters come to the plate in the first inning and put 5 on the board, and I felt like that just really set the tone right from the start. So one thing we're doing is, we give up something, we're coming right back and we're matching it. So
speaking of that, one of the things that the team seems to have done is anytime there's kind of a shortcoming in one of the passes, they always seem to excel in the next game, kind of make up for that. What's it like to know that the team is actually able to shore up those deficiencies and progress, so that you're not always dealing with the same thing?
I love how they have each other's back, and if we're struggling in one area, and that the other two areas can step up, or just to match it. I mean, the runs are going to be put on the board, so it's our ability to match, and then when we have opportunity to open things up, I think to do that as well. And from the beginning of the year to now, you can really see the type of power we have throughout the lineup. You can see these guys a lot more aggressive at the plate, and just, I think, offense and defense feeding off each other.
You were talking, both you and Amari, yesterday about the adjustments you had to make at the plate, hitting more hard ground balls and line on your drive. So what did it mean to see that come to fruition in the first inning? Riley hit the line drive or ground ball at the middle, but then also Emma with a grounder, and then Katie comes through with a line drive to left too.
That's what we need. That's what we need. I just think of last night and even this game, our opponents, their backs are to the wall. So it's like we either have to hit it out or we're going to be just short. So to see us hit it hard on a line, and to be able to make that adjustment, I thought that was really good.
Your team scored 36 runs combined through now the past 3 Sunday games dating back to the Mariner. How big is it for you guys to finish the final game strong, and especially head into with some momentum into the next set of games next weekend?
Really good. Now it's about us defending our title, and getting into the Big Ten play. So we're excited to get to host the first weekend at our place. I think this group has a really good understanding of who they are and what we're capable of. So now to get just to one opponent and one game a day, and to put everything you've got into that, I think is going to be really good for us.
Does the second season in the Big Ten and facing all these teams again, does it look any different than it did last year when it was kind of all new?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little more familiar now since we're in year 2. We still have some opponents that we haven't played, so then that can still feel the newness. But I think for us, the biggest thing is just understanding how to go through the season and what's required and what it's going to take. And I think with our pitching and our defense and our offense, I'm excited to get started with it.
Talk about just building on every single game. Now that you guys are getting ready for this Big Ten play, just what did you kind of learn about this team that maybe you didn't know before the season started?
That this team is really resilient, that this team doesn't get bothered if somebody goes ahead. They know how to come back and win. I just think about how many comebacks that we've had just in the non-conference has been, it's important. You've got to show that you have the ability to come back, and just how they have each other's backs. You can see they really enjoy playing together. So,
is it hard as a coach to take your starter out when they just have one out left?
Yeah, but you know what? I should have probably took her out before that. So I felt like just at that point she had done everything we asked of her to do. I should have probably took her out sooner.
How exciting is it for you as a coach, especially someone who works with the pitcher so much, to have just the velocity that you have right now between Lindsay and between Maddie, and can just really attack those hitters? And like Maddie was saying last night, the way she can just pump them inside with the fastball, it just really mixes up things really well for her.
Yeah, velo's tough, like you're dealing with velo and then on top of that movement. So to see Maddie command the zone and just trust her velo, like put her velo up against the opponent. I mean, that's the type of power pitcher that she is. And I just think the more she throws, the more confident she gets and understands what she's capable of doing with her repertoire.
You maybe just speak, one thing I've talked to some people, but the advent of like the technologies and the scouting reports and like how much more difficult it is for the pitchers. So for them, that dichotomy between doing what she's doing exceptionally well, but she's also dealing with people who are more prepared for her to do that exceptionally well. But that like what it's like in your position to kind of be able to nurture that, what she's doing with it.
Yeah, and I think just with her first year, you get to see what you can do, like prior to college, and you're playing summer ball, and then once you get to college, what you can do and what you can and cannot get away with. So, and I just think the more outings that she has, the more confidence she just creates and understands that. I mean, I just think she's got a gift from God. It's the ability to throw 72 is pretty incredible. So just to use her gift and let her defense work behind her.
Maddie the other day was talking about how she's really loving everybody on the pitching staff, and she's learning from all of them, and that they can have the tough conversations without it sounding like a tough conversation. What are you seeing from everybody on the pitching staff as they kind of have this freshman that can come in and throw 72? What are you seeing that she's taking away from the rest of them?
I just think she's got a bunch of older sisters, and they all really care about her and each other. You can see that. Like, the staff is really, really connected, and they want her to succeed. They want her to do well. So they talk to her about when they were freshmen and things that they had the same struggles, and it's okay, and to have the belief in yourself. And I just think that they do a great job of just nurturing her and but then expecting a lot from her as well. I think there's just a really good balance of both.